Have you ever wondered, what is the absolute best armour you can get just from killing mobs? Or maybe you've always wanted to see if you can get a legendary diamond sword purely from mob drops. Or maybe you're a normal person and you just make them yourself because it's incredibly simple and a damn sight quicker and easier than killing 40,000 mobs just to get a chest plate like this. So I started wondering if I could beat the game with only weapons and armour from mob drops, and then I thought, what if I only use mob drops for everything? What if there was no mining, no trading, no enchanting, and the only way to get items was relying on the kindness of strangers to give you stuff? Well, less kindness and more stealing from the remains of the dead? I mean, I am British, so it's kind of what we've been doing for centuries, isn't it? So, what are the rules for this challenge? Well, obviously there's no mining ores of any kind, no chopping down trees for wood or harvesting crops, but I am allowed to break blocks to get around. I just can't place them down again or take any of those blocks with me. But I can use naturally generated utility blocks like beds, crafting tables, or fletching tables, I guess, as long as they generate in villages and stuff. Also, we're playing on hardcore, so if I do die, the world is gone forever, but just to add a bit more spice, if I do place or use any blocks that I shouldn't, I'll immediately be swallowed by a black hole, Minecraft will be deleted, and my PC will be destroyed forever. So can you still beat Minecraft if the only way to get tools, armour, or any building blocks at all is for mobs to drop them? I mean, I'm sure it is possible, but can I beat Minecraft relying on only mob drops? That seems a lot less possible, doesn't it? Okay, so here we go, and we've got some mobs right in front of us, so let's see if we can get anything to drop out of these guys. Do you mind? I'm kind of in the middle of something here. That's clearly not working, so let's go with some of the more traditional day one mobs. So what do we think about this? Do those dirt blocks count as mob drops? I mean, they did only drop because of the mob. You know what? I'm going to go with no for now, as much as I would like some more blocks. I spent the rest of the night fighting mobs, and mostly losing those fights because I don't have a weapon to help me. Water helps though. And explosions. Explosions help as well. Sometimes. Sometimes they hurt. I spent the rest of the night killing more mobs and ended up with some string, rotten flesh, and a carrot, which is pretty lucky considering I only killed a few zombies. Can't plant it though, so it's not really that lucky, but still. The next day I found this village with all this lovely hay that I can't ever use, so I'll just keep eating my salmonella infested raw meat stash for now. There is an iron golem though that drops iron. Allegedly. Okay, this might take a while since I'm beating a monster made of solid iron to death with a block of wool. Finally. Hey, 3 iron, that was almost worth the wait. No crafting table in the village, but there was this smoker which the rules of the game say I can use as long as I've got something flammable to cook my meat with. And hey, that works. Wow, that burns through wall blocks insanely quickly. That doesn't feel very sustainable. There was nothing else useful in the village, but at least I can use a bed to sleep through the night in safety, right? No, because it turns out there wasn't a single house in this village with a bed in it. Look at these idiots just standing around outside all alone with no golem to protect them. You see? That's what you get. So I waited until morning and then stamped out every single farm block they had just to teach them a lesson about building rubbish villages. Then I found another village which still didn't have any useful job blocks for me, but it did have beds though. And an iron golem, so I was just about to harvest it for more iron, but then I thought maybe I can use it instead. So I waited until night time, gave him a slap to get him in the mood, and tried to use the golem to help me farm hostile mobs for drops. He was kinda bad at it though. So in the morning I grabbed some iron, bullied the villagers, and continued my search for some naturally spawning crafting tables. And before long I found this pillager outpost, so I quickly freed one of the golems so he could run interference while I made the worst possible armour in the game. And not even a full set at that. But you know what? it's better than nothing. Probably. Then I used my newly freed buddy to kill some pillagers in the hope that they'd drop a crossbow or something, but all I got was an ominous bottle and a banner, which is pretty useless. But then I realised that I hadn't slept yet and phantoms were probably due to start spawning any time now, so I quickly ran to the nearby village and went to bed. I grabbed some more iron in the morning and headed back to the outpost, then hid while I let the big guy do his thing. Then I killed this big guy, and realised that the pillagers had killed the other golems, so I was completely alone now. So I quickly tried to use the crafting table, but all I could make was this bucket, and then I got attacked and just ran away because there's no way I can take on a gang of pillagers dressed like this. I decided to keep exploring to find a less deadly crafting table, and I found this desert village. But it didn't have one, so you know what that means. Hey, I should be mad at you. Now, there might not be a crafting table, but desert villages do get a lot of mobs at night. Still didn't get any weapons though. And even when I did kill a mob that was carrying a weapon, he decided to take it with him to the afterlife. Or the afterlife, I guess. Selfish. Hey, it's no good trying to put your life back together while I'm still here, right? Oh, turns out there was a crafting table after all. Sorry about your farm, guys, that's on me, my mistake. I used my iron to make some trousers, then I topped up my supply, upgraded my helmet, and realised that no new golems spawned at night, so I think I might have killed this village. I quickly checked if villagers drop any loot when they die. They don't. Then I found a new village and filled up my bucket with lava, so I've kind of got a weapon now. Though really it's more of a portable barbecue since cows drop steak instead of raw meat when you kill them with lava, so that's a bonus. After trying out a bunch of new recipes on my barbecue, including roasted me, I decided that relying on iron golems to help me kill mobs wasn't really working. So I went in search of a more reliable fighting partner, and who's more reliable than man's best friend? An army of man's best friends, that's who. Okay, so it's less of an army and more of a gang? A group? A boy band? Ooh, a good boy band. Not a boy band that's good, I mean a band made of good boys because they're all... So I took the band for a walk to the pillager tower to try and get some weapons to drop, but after a whole day of killing pillagers, I only ended up with a single, almost broken crossbow. I'm starting to think that I'm never going to get good enough gear from mob drops to beat the game, but then I thought, if I want mob drops, why not make a mob dropper? As in, a thing that drops mobs. I'm going to make a mob farm is what I'm trying to say. But how are you going to make a mob farm without blocks, I hear you cry? Well, this is where I went on one of the dumbest and longest side quests in my entire time playing Minecraft and killed about a bajillion sheep and skeletons. Seriously, this was about 15 in-game days of the good boy band just putting out hit after hit. And by hits, I don't mean putting out a bunch of chart-topping songs, I'm talking about a vicious pack of wolves just savagely ripping sheep and skeletons limb from limb day after day. And after killing a, quite frankly, obscene amount of sheep, I finally had enough wool to start phase 2 of the plan. Yeah, I bet you've never seen anyone build a mob farm entirely out of wool before, have you? And that is mostly because it's a really, really dumb idea. It is working kind of well though, even with a massive skylight in the roof because I ran out of blocks. And I don't have any torches to spawn-proof the top of it. But I spent so long gathering materials that I can't even remember why I wanted it. I think it was to finally get some weapons or something, but since I killed hundreds of zombies and skeletons, I've actually got a full condition bow and more than a stack of arrows already. So, was this just a big waste of time? Yes. But do I regret doing it? Also, yes. No point crying about making poor life choices though, because that's basically all I do, so I'd just go from crying to poor decision to crying to... I killed this witch, and finally, after about 30 days, I had my first stick. Would have been nice to get more than one, but what are you gonna do? Gotta play the cards you've been dealt, I suppose. In the morning, I decided to take my single stick to the nearby Woodland mansion to see if they had a crafting table I could use, and not for the first time, I found myself lurking outside someone's window watching the people inside. Also, not for the first time, I got spotted and had to dispose of any witnesses who might snitch on me, including this evoker who I luckily managed to take down before he could summon any flying death berries because those things just destroy me every time. And we're finally getting some decent mob drops. First a stick, and now a totem and some emeralds that I can't and never will be able to spend. Good luck never lasts long for me in this game though, and before I knew it, I was getting chased down, so of course I panicked and started missing my shots, and damn, that's a lot of damage. So again, not for the first time, I escaped out the window and ran into the trees while getting chased by an angry axe-wielding homeowner. He did give up the chase kinda quickly though, so I gave him a quick lesson on the importance of persistence, continued with my home invasion, and got an axe and 2 more totems for my troubles. I explored a bit more, got chased a bit more, almost got murdered a bit more, and then I lost a totem because I can't place blocks quick enough. Which is awesome. But I avenged myself. Wait, is that... Can you even avenge yourself? Whatever. Then I nearly lost another totem to this skeleton, which would have been quite embarrassing. And then the same thing almost happened again 2 minutes later, and it turns out I'm more deadly with a lamb chop than I am with a bow. Which I don't really know how to feel about, to be honest. That's a bit weird. I finished exploring the mansion. There was no crafting table in the end, but I only died once and did get an axe and 2 totems from it, so that's a net gain in my eyes. Oh, there's always someone who has to ruin it, isn't there? Don't you know it's rude to interrupt someone while they're narrating? Oh great, now I'm on fire. I went back to the mob farm island to get my horse, but these bozos tried blocking me. Now, the ender pearls are obviously okay, but what do we think about these grass blocks? Do these count as mob drops? I mean, it's not like I need them, and I'm almost certainly not going to use them, but what do we think? Should they be allowed in the challenge? Anyway, before I could get my horse, I got attacked by phantoms, and since when do phantoms swim down to the bottom of the ocean just to keep harassing you? Needless to say, I spent the rest of the night desperately hiding down here in this air pocket, hoping that they didn't come and get me again. And watching this guy cook himself alive. Didn't drop anything for me though. In the morning I grabbed my horse and the only 3 dogs that actually stayed with me and set off exploring again. Then 2 minutes later I turned around and the rest of the dogs appeared for the first time in about a week, which is weird but okay. So we all set off to find a village with a crafting table to make use of our treasure, and yes, a single stick does count as treasure because times are tough right now. And now we can finally make a tool, and since we've only got 1 stick, it's gonna have to be a sword, isn't it? That's all we can do, really. I would have liked a bit more variety, but that's fine, I guess. And at least I can repair this axe on the crafting table. Oh, I thought that would work. That's disappointing. Can I at least combine these bows without losing their enchantments? That'll be a no then. Huh. In the end, I made some bone blocks just so I could feel the thrill of using the crafting table a bit longer. So if I can find my horse again, next stop is the Nether, because that is where we'll get the mob drops we need to actually complete the game. So I found a portal, made an absolute meal out of this bit, and spent exactly 4 minutes and 10 seconds breaking this by hand. And I think you should watch the entire 4 minutes and 10 seconds with me just so you can feel my pain. No, I'm only joking. You can watch it at double speed so it's not so bad. Oh, and by the way, you really should subscribe for more of this absolutely peak content right here. Lots more of this to come. Like a lot of this. This in particular. Breaking obsidian by hand. I mean, 24-hour live stream coming up. Next video. Pure obsidian world. Just straight breaking obsidian by hand. Day and night. Just bam, bam, bam. Gonna be great. Okay, that's enough of that. I made a makeshift pen to keep my horse safe because it absolutely cannot be trusted to wait for me while I'm away. And then I realised I've got absolutely no idea how to light a portal without flint and steel, so I just placed a bunch of flammable objects around this lava and then stupidly lost another totem while I waited for it to catch fire. I did get a spear out of it though, so it wasn't a total loss, and when I got back the portal was lit, so it all worked out in the end? Kinda. My nether spawn was actually not bad for a regular game, as in, I'm not currently on fire or being swarmed by hostile mobs, but I can't go very far without mining, and I don't fancy randomly digging through several hundred blocks of netherrack by hand, just hoping that I stumble upon a fortress. So I aggroed some pigmen and gave my new sword a run out to see what kind of mob drops I can get from here, and the answer was, nothing good. At all. After that, I spent a lot more than 4 minutes and 10 seconds breaking and rebuilding multiple ruined portals in the hope of getting a spawn near a fortress. But none of the spawns were any good, so in the end I built my own portal instead. But that really wasn't any better. I did accidentally start a forest fire while I was trying to rebuild this portal though, and it ended up taking out this panda, which I felt bad for at first, but then I realised that pandas can drop bamboo, and bamboo can become sticks, which is great for me, but less great for the pandas. Looking back, I suppose I could have just planted some of the bamboo and harvested it to make sticks instead of killing all the pandas, but I feel like that would have been against the rules of the challenge, and that would be wrong. I mean, absolutely decimating the panda population is also pretty wrong, but rules is rules. Anyway, pandas are now extinct, and I finally have enough sticks to make a pickaxe, so I can actually explore the Nether instead of just hoping to spawn in a good location. Not gonna get very far with this armour though, am I? So I spent a while at the mob farm trying to get some more armour. Quite a while actually. Days and days and days if I'm being honest. In fact, I spent so long here that this really could have been a 100 days farming mobs at my woolly mob farm video if I wanted, until it got blown up again. And that happened like 4 or 5 times, and let me tell you, it is really annoying to rebuild each time. So off I went to look for another village and killed more iron golems until I had enough iron for an anvil. And side note, is this the most densely populated village you've ever seen or what? And when I say dense, I mean heavily populated, not that they're all low intelligence. Although, that kind of fits as well, doesn't it? And speaking of dense, eventually I did have enough iron to make an anvil, just not enough brain cells to actually work out the recipe. Ah, there we go. Then I combined everything I could, and I've got a full strength sword and axe and a decent bow now, but my armour's still not great, is it? Will you lot just stop being selfish and give me some good armour drops? No, I don't think this is ever going to get me great armour, is it? I did get infinity on my bow and a full health spear though, so that's pretty good. I spent 41.7 seconds rebuilding this broken portal near the Woodland mansion, said goodbye to the occupants of the Woodland mansion, went to the Nether, found a fortress, and for once the game was just gently feeding blazes to me at a nice manageable rate, so this was proper easy. Obviously I was still on fire a few times, but nowhere near as often as normal. I grabbed some ender pearls, then I thought I'd try my luck with the Nether drops again, and this is why Infinity is the best bow enchantment in the game, because these guys just do not stop coming for you once they're angry. And I ended up with a pretty decent sword, apart from the fact that it's made of gold, so it's about as tough as an overripe banana. And speaking of soft overripe fruit, what's going on inside your head there, fella? I went back to the overworld, grabbed some bones to make bone blocks, and then this happened again. So I stopped by a village to make some Eyes of Enders, some new shoes, some more bone blocks, fix my pickaxe, and... Oh. Right, well, I guess I won't be repairing my helmet then after all. Let's just head out and find the stronghold then. Ha! That's what you get. How does that keep happening? Okay, so I'm about to take on the dragon in probably my weakest ever armour and no feather falling, but I've got a decent bow, so if I just stand far away and shoot, I might be okay? Maybe? Hello? This doesn't seem okay. Is this working? Whew, I was worried there for a minute. Okay, this is not the best start for someone with a basic iron pickaxe and not many blocks to tower up with, but we can make this work. Nailed it. Okay, now we're ready to start, and just to prove there's no funny business going on, I'll just get rid of these. I took out the first few crystals pretty easily. Whoa, that dragon's breath does a lot of damage when your armour is absolute dog shit. I thought it best if I try and hit the rest of the crystals on the move so I didn't get caught with a dragon's breath again, but I couldn't quite get this last one, and it definitely wasn't safe to stay down here with my flimsy protection. So I had to tower up and... Oh, how I miss you, feather falling. Take 2 and I made it to the top this time, but it used literally every single one of my bone blocks up. Just means I need to nail this water bucket to get down then. Huh, turns out I did not nail the water bucket. I did nail the dragon a bunch of times in the head with my sword though, but not so many times with my bow. Sword was really on point today though, even if it is just a basic unenchanted piece of iron crap. And just to show what a pro dragon fighter I am these days, I pearled into the centre and finished the dragon off with my overripe banana sword. Overripe banana sword? That sounds a bit... whatever, it's done now. How'd you like that one, dragon? Yeah! So, can you beat Minecraft with only mob drops? Yes. Yes you can. But do I recommend it? No, this was rubbish with no diamond gear, no enchanted weapons, no... Stop, no, stop! Just shut up and let me finish, okay? That still counts, right? I'm still counting that. I mean, beating the dragon is beating the game as far as I'm concerned. Nobody needs to see the end credits. Just ignore this game over screen. I mean, it's like it's not even there. I mean, look at these recommended videos instead. They're much more fun. Just leave a comment. Just let me know what you want to see in the next video, right? Because this counts. This still counts. This was a success. I won. I beat the dragon. Yeah, completed it. Yeah, completed it, mate. Beat the game. Mob drops only. Easy. Me and my overripe banana sword. You know, it's just easy. Just light work. Easy peasy. So yeah, see you in the next one.